Hello! I'm so excited to be launching a brand new series here on YouTube called Ukulele Jam Kit. Each month, we're going to be working on a different jam session that's going to be broken down into 4 weekly episodes. The first week will be a chord progression, the second week will be a scale, the third week will be a strum pattern, and the fourth week will be a riff or solo that you can use over the top of all of it. What's cool about this is this series is designed to help you create a toolkit of concepts that you can use to take your jam sessions to the next level. In addition to the weekly videos here on YouTube, I'm going to be making PDFs and play-along recordings that will be available exclusively on my Patreon page, which you can check out in the description below. I do a lot of different tutorials over there with Patreon and here on YouTube, and it's really thanks to the support of my patrons that I'm able to create this. This month's jam, though, is going to be over one of the most common chord progressions in music. It's the 1-6-4-5 progression. Some song examples that use this could include Sting's Every Breath You Take, The Beatles' A Hard Day's Night, Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You, and even Purple Rain by Prince. So it's a very common one. Those are just a few examples. And let's go ahead and jump right in to 1-6-4-5 in the key of C major. So the first chord we're going to learn is a very simple one. It's a C major chord. To do this, we're going to take our ring finger, place it on the 3rd fret of the A string. And remember, whenever you're fretting a chord, get right up next to that wire, and it really helps make sure that you get a good tone. Now, you'll notice that it says the number 3 inside of the little red marker there. That's telling you that you're going to use your 3rd finger, which is your ring finger, index being 1, middle 2, ring 3, right there. Now, this is a really straightforward, easy chord, right? No problem playing that. So the next chord, what we're going to do is we're going to introduce a concept in addition to this progression. And what this concept, what I call it is fretting anchor points. So essentially what it's trying to do is find similarities between chords so that you don't have to move all of your fingers. And sometimes this means you might play a chord a little bit differently than how you usually do it. For reference here, I'm playing my C chord with my ring finger. And the next chord I'm going to play is going to be an A minor. But this might not be an A minor as you usually play it, because here I'm going to leave that ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, and I'm going to add my middle finger, my 2nd finger here, to the 2nd fret of the G string. Now this is actually a little bit of a stretch if you haven't done it before, so it might feel a little bit like doing a yoga pose. But this is still an A minor chord, and what's so cool about it is I don't have to take off my ring finger and add one. I can just leave that ring finger on, being my anchor point into the next chord. So now we have our C chord, and then our A minor, just crossing that middle finger up and over. Now the next chord after this is going to be an F chord, and our anchor point is going to be our middle finger this time. We're going to take our ring finger off and add our index on one of the E string, so the first finger there on the 1st fret, to create that F chord. So you'll notice that 2 on the G string is going to be the same between the A minor and the F chord. The next chord after this is going to be a G7 chord, and our anchor point this time will be our index finger right here. We're going to leave it right where it is. We're going to move our middle finger down 1 string to the 2nd fret of the C string. Then we're going to take our ring finger and add it on the 2nd fret of the A string. And it can help when you do this transition to actually have your fingers sort of twisted towards your shoulder. You'll notice that my fingernails are kind of pointed towards my right shoulder. That can help me squeeze all those fingers in. And that's the G7. So when we look at now the progression going from C to A minor to F to G7, it should look something like this. C, A minor, F, G7. And what's interesting is our G7 actually has a little bit of an anchor point to the C, which is, you'll notice that this middle finger will come off, this index will come off, and then this ring finger here on 2 is going to move up 1 fret to 3 to start it all over. So with this progression, we have a finger making contact with the fretboard at every stop, which is pretty neat and can allow you to build up a lot more speed and, more importantly, get better tone with it, so you don't get any of those sort of open, buzzy sounds as you're transitioning. So let's go ahead and try these chords, C, A minor, F, and G7. We're going to play them nice and slow, just strum 4 times on each using just our thumb, and let's go ahead and give it a go. It should sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. go ahead and go through it again. Back to the C. And we'll finish with the C chord. So it's a really cool progression that's going to be used, again, in a lot of different songs. So it's a really good one to get very comfortable with. Next week, we'll be introducing a C major scale with some cool, interesting techniques with it so that we can continue to build the layers for this jam kit. And in 2 weeks, we'll be working on a strum pattern. And then 3 weeks from now, we'll be doing a solo riff and putting it all together to make a really cool jam session. So if you like this, please feel free to hit that subscribe button and give the video a like. Every little bit helps with that. And I'll see you guys next week for the next episode of Ukulele Jam Kit. Take it easy.